Famed Israeli singer and actor Dudu Fisher has recorded a powerful ballad for children about the Holocaust, and the accompanying music video shares an emotional story. The ballad, based on a real event, and shares a family story in simple language. Here's a clip.
There were once in Transnistria a boy and a girl in times of dread. They were looking for Ashtikele Broit, a small slice of bread. There were once in Transnistria two siblings who were desperately sad. No one gave them Ashtikele Broit, a small slice of bread.
And with me now is Dudu Fisher, Israeli singer and actor and world-renowned cantor. Also joining me, Bar-Ilan University professor Zehavit, also a UNESCO chair for the Tolerance and Peace Initiative. Dudu, I want to start with you if I can. Can you tell me about this story that the ballad is telling and why you wanted to be a part of it, why you wanted to record this?
Well, the story of Zehavit, of course, of Professor Gross, touches the heart of anybody. It joins a big line of Yiddish songs, which I used to sing for many, many years, like Papyrosen and songs like this about the Holocaust. I'm a second generation to a survivor of the war. And of course, the stories that my father used to tell me during the years, my father, Zichrono Livracha, used to tell me all the stories about the Holocaust. Not like in Professor Gross' house, father never spoke about, I think so, if I'm not mistaken, but my father told us a lot about it because he was saved by a Polish family. And he always referred to his being saved as being staying in the Hilton, comparison to those who went to the camps. But still, the food was a very, very big issue there. And when I heard the Ashtikele Broit, it touched me very much, and I wanted to be a part of it. Also, the music that Moshe Yosef wrote and arranged is so touchy and so beautiful. And I thought that it'll be nice if I could be a part of this project, and I'm so happy that I am.
Tell me the lessons, Dudu, that you want people to take away after hearing your voice, hearing the song, and also seeing the video with it. What do you want people to experience and the lessons you want them to learn?
Well, the lesson that I want them to learn is that there's only one place for us to live, and this is here in the state of Israel. And it doesn't matter how many years it's going to take and the prosperity that people have overseas, wherever they are in the Galut, but the only place to be is here because history repeats itself, and God forbid if it happens again. Actually, it can't happen again because we have the state of Israel. So, unless if you don't come live here, at least support Israel with all your might, with everything that you can.
Professor Gross, now I want to turn to you. The story of this ballad, a family story. Tell me about that.
Yeah, actually, my father, Tzvi Brenner, was a Holocaust survivor. And for many years, my father was silent and he didn't talk, as happened with the other survivors. And after he started talking, he told me one story which I could not listen to, but now I wrote it as a ballad entitled Ashtikele Broit, and send it actually to you, to the audience. I actually wrote the words of the song for my young grandson, who is named after my father. And it actually tells my father's story in simple language for children. And it actually conveys the message of never again and of faith, and also hope. Because my father was actually a witness in high schools, and when he met the children, he actually told them that you should know what happened there actually. And after you understand what happened there, then you will understand the miracle that actually happened to us and happened to me personally, because my father actually believed that God took him by hands and brought him to the land of Israel. But this song also has a universal message. For many years, I'm working with non-Jewish students and teachers, and all over the world as a UNESCO chair. This is really what I'm doing. And I believe that art is an important medium to enable people to access and understand difficult knowledge. And I think that actually the ballad actually conveys the message of never again, or as Elie Wiesel told me, don't be indifferent. We need to make sure that never, ever in the world another Holocaust or genocide will happen.
Professor, can I ask?
We have to make sure that children should never have to knock on the doors of affluent people and be met with indifference. This is the main point of this ballad.
Professor, can you talk to me, in your opinion, on teaching lessons of the Holocaust, sharing stories of the Holocaust for children? How do you do that appropriately? How do you do that honestly, while not, traumatizing little children? How do you make that balance?
We don't traumatize children when we are using art. Art has the capacity to really convey the message so that children will be able to digest it. Especially in this specific ballad, the music which Moshe Yosef has done, and the wonderful and unbelievable performance of Dudu Fisher makes it very, very accessible to children. So I think that through the art and through music, you can really open up for discussion many questions. There are many children all over the world that are singing now this song, and I got many emails from children who were asking me, what was the end of this child? What was his future? And I told him, and I told them always, he had a very positive future, because after the Holocaust, he succeeded to rebuild his life here in the land of Israel. And I wrote a book which I dedicated to my father, and I wrote to him, thank you for choosing to live, and thank you for choosing to live meaningful religious life here in Israel. Yeah. And that I have this message, and I go with this message all over the world, and people are very happy to listen to it while they truly understand the deeper layer, the deeper message of this specific issue, where you can really see how a survivor rebuilt his life. And that's a form of resilience. Mm-hmm. And on the contrary, it helps you to understand how to overcome trauma.
Yeah. Dudu, if
I don't think that we traumatize children if we are doing it in a proper way.
If I can turn back to Dudu, to know that children, as we just heard, from around the world, not just Hebrew speakers, not just children in the Middle East, but kids around the world, religious leaders around the world, have listened to your words and have heard this song, which has been translated, into almost 24 languages now. How does that make you feel, as a cantor, as a singer, and also as an actor, performance artist, that your words are being listened to and appreciated globally now?
Well, it's a great feeling, to know that the people, and especially children, will learn about what happened to us, and the grown-ups should learn how to avoid things like this. And I was so happy to hear that in Arab countries today, they also have Yom HaShoah ceremonies, which never was done before. I heard yesterday that in Cairo they had a wonderful, amazing, meaningful meeting and event, and in other Arab countries, and it gives a lot of hope for the future. Really, a lot of hope.
Well said. Hope for a better and brighter and connected future. Thank you both so much for being here at i24 News on this very important day. Great to have you, and thank you so much for sharing this song and this story with the world.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dudu.